Carl, welcome to this week's In the Dugout. We'll start with the one and only question that came in this week from Paul, who says, do Doncaster have any plans to run an academy anytime soon?
Oh, listen, we've got the Club Doncaster Academy that play on Wednesdays and then the foundation, so we do have an academy. Is he talking about the Dons Academy, or is he talking about a reserve grade? It's a hard one because we have got an academy, same as the Rovers through the foundation, and Connor Scott coaches them at the moment, but they're just through the college. So yes, we have got an academy, and that's growing year by year. The last year was the first year of it. I've got a funny feeling he's talking more about are we going to have a reserve grade or something, but not at this stage.
With regards to the people in the foundation, though, I mean, it's going to be something that's going to slowly click into gear. And how long before you're expecting to maybe even pick up a player off it, which would be fantastic?
Oh, listen, we have our eye on one or two of them already. You know, they have been down to regularly train with the first team, so there is a pathway there, and it's something that, you know, we're really passionate about. But I'm pretty sure, you know, going forward, the better we get and the higher up the leagues we get, then we'll pick some players up for sure out there, especially, you know, like further down the track if we do eventually have a 19s or a 23. So that is the plan. That is all part of the plan, is to pick up some players from there. Talking
about matters on the field, let's start with the back line. You've made a new addition in Chris Hale and a re-addition, if you like, in Aaron Jones-Bishop. Do you want to talk us through the merits of both those players, if you will? Oh,
Chris Hale's certainly got something. We spoke about that last week, and you know, I've spoken to some 3 Super League coaches who said, yeah, go and get him. They know what he can do. They've all dealt with him, and they know the lad. He played Super League for Hull KR. I think it was about 4 games as a young fella. Went to play in Australia, and he's come back and needed to work, wanted to get a mortgage and that. So he's a very sensible lad and got his head screwed on, and then got itchy feet wanting to play again. So we're more than happy to accommodate him. I think he could be a real find for us from the reports I've had back. Gary knows him. Gary knows him well. So you know, from playing against the clubs and teams Gary's coached, so you know, these Super League coaches sort of said, well, where have you got him? Where's he been? And so I'm pretty sure they'll all be keeping an eye on him now. You know, so we just need to monitor that one ourselves. But he could be a find. Who was the other one?
And Aaron Jones-Bishop as well.
Yeah, Aaron, great kid. Absolutely outstanding attitude last year, and you know, to do what he'd done, there's not many players who would keep having a smile on their face, keep turning up to every single training session, and you know, not getting in and for no reward. So Aaron got rewarded when he played, and you know, I applaud him for his attitude first and foremost, but the kid can play. As everyone knows, when he played for Jamaica and scored 3 tries against Wales, who have just qualified for the World Cup. So, to be fair, you know, when I got Aaron last week, and since then we've had phone calls about, you know, I've had some interesting phone calls of some people who asked if we're re-signing him, and you know, and then a little chat with a championship club who was at the Jamaican game asking questions about him, and you know, I was thankful and very lucky to say that, mate, we've signed him. So that was the end of the conversation. So there was some interest in him, you know, and I told Aaron that when I met him, and you know, there was some interest from rugby union as well. So we're fortunate that he wants to stay with us, and I'm pretty sure he could be one to kick on.
Looking at the pack, we've gone out with the news that Mike Kelly is staying at the club. I mean, talk to us about the reasons behind that, because obviously he's had an injury and he's going for an operation as well, but there seems to be quite a lot of not sentiment, but a lot of warmth there between club and player.
Oh, listen, Mike contributed, really well when we got promoted. So we know what he can do when he's fully fit, and he's just had some bad luck, and that's all there is to it. But he's been really, really good with our overseas players last year and this year. He, because he's local and they stay local, he goes above and beyond, and he goes out of his way to pick them up, and he goes and makes sure that they're settled in. And I think you'll notice that any photos you see or on social media or anything, Mike's always with the overseas boys. So he's done a wonderful job for the club as a whole. While he's injured, and he can't play, he tries to do other things to contribute for us to succeed, and that doesn't go unrecognised, and that's hence the reason we want to keep him around the place. But listen, Mike Kelly can play when he's fully fit. We all know that, and he can put a tackle or two on as well. So he's he just needs to get himself back to where he was, and once he's playing and fully fit, he really contributes to us.
Pre-season's not too far away, and the first friendly as well has been announced as Leeds Rhinos. Talk us through that and how big a coup that is to have Brian Mack and the boys down here.
Oh, it's good, mate. Is all the friendlies? Have you announced them all, or just that one? But all of them are good, and we've got 3 cracking friendlies that'll really test us before, and then we'll have a week off, and then we'll go into the season. So, we're looking forward to them. They'll be challenging, and it'll give us a good indication of where we are, and hopefully they're all a higher level than us. So we want to get it to a intensity to where we want to be. So the games will be physically challenging. They'll be quick, and hopefully that'll get us to a level that we can start the season and hit the ground running.
Let's talk matters internationally and just away from the Dons for a moment, if we may. Last week you were at the John Smiths in Huddersfield and rubbing your hands with glee despite what looked like a controversial drop goal. What have you made of the Four Nations opening weekend?
It doesn't matter, mate. I think I told you what was going to happen, didn't I? You asked and you didn't believe me. But listen, what a cracking game. All joking aside, a draw probably would have been a fair result, and if anyone moans about that match or it was boring or it was rubbish or whatever, I don't get it. I thought it was a cracking game, and leading up to the game we couldn't pick a winner. Half time we couldn't pick a winner, and 5 minutes to go you couldn't pick a winner. So listen, that's probably one of the better test matches I've seen. And it's probably the best I've seen England defend. They had to defend for some long periods, and he's not been there, Wayne Bennett, very long, but gee, you haven't seen England defend like that for some years. And they if they continue to defend like that, they'll give themselves a chance in any game they play. I thought they were good, and I can only see them getting better. So it all goes well, and when you're playing against New Zealand, they always got some special players who can do something special, and I think that was the difference. Sean Johnson, I thought his kicking game was immense, and especially his short kicking game was class. So it was a case of just a couple of individual pieces of brilliance that won them the game, really. But England looked really good.
And finally, you're looking to end the week with a big bang on Friday night. Everyone's around Club Doncaster and the Keepmoat Stadium gearing up for a fireworks spectacular. Just a quick word on that.
Oh, listen, mate, it will be a big bang. It's the biggest, in Donny, and a few of the boys are coming with their families and things like that. So you get down to the Keepmoat on Friday night, and if you see any of the boys, have a chat with them. They're all looking forward to the season, and it'll be a real cracking night, and there's always plenty who come. So get down early and enjoy the night.
Carl, thanks for speaking as always.
No worries.